What's up, everybody? ODC here, and I'm here with a random hangout. It's about as random as it gets. Um, I got some stuff in the mail, and I just thought I'd share it with some of you guys and girls. So I'll wait for some people to trickle in, and then we'll get started. That's what we will do. Oodie oodie oo. Oodie oo. Let's see if I can get a little bit better. Matt Edwards, what's going on, buddy? How you doing? Drill into this head a little bit more. It's just not looking right. I wonder if I can. Rich, how you doing, buddy? There we go. That's a. He still has a serious case of giraffe neck, though. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So this guy looks like. It's a little bit better, I guess. Put him over there. What's going on, everybody? Matt Edwards, what's going on? Rich, how you doing, bud? Kyle, how you doing? Yes, this is an extreme set. I thought I'd give a quick. The fuck is a quip? A quick, just an overview of it, or a quick review of it, actually, because I'm probably not going to do a regular video on this. Woodman, how you doing? Woody-hoo! I do have some Dime Novel Legends. I put them in there. There's Quigley from Quigley Down Under. Here is, we all know who this, Wyatt Earp. And we got, what I like to think of is Django. Django! Love that movie. So fucking good. I'll put him over here. Django! Zorpox, what's going on, man? Hello, hello, my friends. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about quite a few things. Move him over. I just kind of threw some custom heads on some of these guys. I'm just kind of tinkering, trying to figure out what I want. I definitely am going to go with this head for Blue Jay right here. But this set came in. And I got a couple other sets that came in too. Because I kind of pre-ordered everything. I think from now on I'm just pre-ordering lots of Joytoy stuff, because we got this set in, which I'm going to unbox right here tonight. We've got the rest of the Hell's Hell's Grim Reapers. We already got the girl out of package. And we got the Moon Wolf Fleet too. So we're gonna unbox all these. Take them all out, see what they're all about. I'm assuming it's gonna be great. Yeah, the Dime Novel Legends are cool. They're expensive as fuck, though. I'm not gonna lie. Don't know if you're really getting what you pay for. Now, they are a much smaller company than Joytoy. Joytoy has been around for about 30 years, somehow, give or take. And thank you, Strident, for letting me know that. because I did not know that. Anyway, but Joytoy's been around much longer than Dime Novel Legends, and Dime Novel Legends only been around about a year, 2 years, if that. So, but Dime Novel Legends are a little bit on the expensive side because they're kind of a, I don't know, I guess a specialty item, you know, kind of like Marauders is more of a newer brand. And I gotta fix this because my camera keeps sliding back and I don't want it to fall off the damn table. So there we go. So you keep sliding. You better stop your sliding, bitch. Stop the sliding. So I'm gonna slide my fist across your face. There we go. Maybe that'll help. No, we're still sliding. Slowly sliding. It's annoying. I don't know why we're sliding. Rubber on cloth should not slide. Come on. Probably because this is pulling on it, so I'll just move that up there. Anyway. Yeah, I'm the same way, Woodman. Every time Tombstone's on, I have to watch it. It's like a necessity. My girlfriend's a big fan of that movie, too, so we watch it together. Come on. This is starting to piss me off. And it's still fucking sliding. Sit still. Play. I'll do this. So you no slide no more. There we go. Okay, that should fix that issue. All right. I also got some of these bodies in from Marauders for the pre-order, which is the new Marauder pre-order bodies. I can't talk. Originally, this came with a red shirt, but I went ahead and already fixed my Marauders. Working right now. So there is my updated Marauders Nomad figure. And then I went ahead and got the PLA Field Force team, which is a pretty cool set. And I was like, well, hot damn, I might as well make a legit Nomad. And then once I put this next to Marauders, I'm like, Marauders doesn't even hold a candle to this. Seriously, does not hold a candle to that right there. So there is Nomad right there. It's like legit version, toy version, you know. It's like night and day right there. Night and day difference. So PLA Field Force set, that's where you can get this guy. He does come in the set. You cannot buy them separate, unfortunately. Yeah. So there's that. He also does have obviously a backpack, and he does have a headset. So if you're looking to make yourself a Nomad, I used the head off of the extra head off of this guy right here, the Bounty Hunter. This head also comes with this set right here, the U.S. Marine Corps team, but the hat is fatigued. This one's not fatigued. So if you're looking to do so, you can. You can do it or do it any way you want, you know, obviously. But I also picked up the Bartender, which is over here. He's in the thumbnail, obviously. And I picked up some beer barrels. And the really cool thing about this is that... Oop, I'm knocking stuff all over. The really cool thing about this little barrel set that I got, Brenda, hey, how's it going? Is that you can get it with it saying pickles on one side, or if you just simply pop the top. Oh, there goes that. If you pop the top off, you can switch it, and it says beer. So pickles on one side, beer on the other. So I have a beer barrel over here. I'll show you in a second. And then I have a pickles barrel, because you can't have a bar without some pickles, damn it. There we go, there's a beer barrel. I know, it's been a couple weeks, huh? It has been a little while. So I put the pickle barrels on the ground. There we go. And the beer barrel stays up on the bar. All right, let me uncluster this. This is getting to be a bit much here. Get him out of here too. I've also been working finally on a display, which maybe I'll show you guys down the road. Let me get this guy out of here. And we'll get him out of here. And Django. And Quigley. And the camera's slipping. This is really frustrating the shit out of me today. All right, so Django, go take a nap. You two, and you three. Oh, God. But I'm really digging this Nomad. Let me get him up here, up close and personal so you can see him. I think it looks really good. Like I said, I just swapped the head. Everything else is pretty much what he comes with. And I used this is what, an M60 or something along those lines from the Bounty Hunter set. Gave him that. Actually, in this set, in the Field Force, the PLA Field Force set, if you get it, it actually does have a saw with it. So if you wanted to give him the saw, you could. But I think it looks pretty cool. I really do like this figure the way it turned out. Skin tone matches, so you don't have to worry about skin tones not matching or anything like that. But that's a really cool figure. I'm really digging it. I still think one of my favorite sets, and I was talking to Stryden about this earlier today, is the Hell's, I think it's the Hell's Army or Hell's, what the hell's their name? What the hell is their hell name? The Paratroopers, which I do have. It's a really good 3-pack if you're looking for a really good 3-pack, and I love their design. It's one of my favorites. Yeah, Brenda, it has been quite a while, I know. Are you interested in any one of the 1/6 scale military figures? The 1/6, 1/6 scale figures, they're it's just a little bit too much for me, and I don't have the room to collect them, really. All my Hot Toys figures are put away. They're not even out in display because I have nowhere to put them right now. Maybe down the road, I'll start collecting them. If you start hearing dogs barking, there's nothing I can do about it, by the way, because I have 4 dogs here, and I'm dog sitting another dog, so if they all start barking, that's why. But, Dobby, cut it out. That's what you have to do. But yeah, that's the 3-pack's really good. But as far as like 1/6 scale figures, it's few and far between I even do a review on those. I do own some Hot Toys figures and some old Sideshow Collectibles figures, but I don't really spend time doing reviews on them. I do collect some. Would you cut it out? I swear, he barks at nothing. He's just literally barking at nothing. Anyway, let's get to the Skeleton Forces Grim Reaper. We'll just take a quick unboxing look at these. But as of right now, for 1/6 scale figures, I just don't have the room. And nor do I have the funds to really get into all that. The quick little update or quick little um, FYI about these. All of the joints on here are very much a pliable plastic, um, but it's movable. You can move everything. It articulates. It does have really good range of motion. These do not pop off and snap or break or anything like that. I've been kind of playing around with her for the last couple days, and I haven't had any issues. I want to say the only issue I really have with her is that the hair kind of gets in the way of the exosuit right there, but it's really not the end of the world. And if you don't like the hair getting in the way, you can just pop that head off and pop the helmet on. It also comes with a blank head inside the helmet, so it just fits snugly on there. And then the exosuit sits nice and flush with the rest of the body. All right, we got this. We got like a little brochure that comes with all of them. It's just pretty much just giving you kind of like a checklist of what everything comes with. That's what it looks like. Um, expect a full review on these guys and girl in the future. But they also come with a nice little, cool little tackle box. I actually sent Joytoy a message because they usually are pretty good about talking or responding to customers and stuff and such. Um, and I kind of been let down the last couple sets because the sets haven't included any of the display stands and little cubes that they used to come with, which is kind of, for me at least, it's been kind of a letdown because I really do enjoy the little cubes that they came with for display purposes and stuff like that. I know some people might not like them for display. They're like, oh, what do you need cubes for? Blah blah blah. That's stupid. But I dig them. I like them. I think they display very well. They also help with the rigidity of the actual um, box that it ships in. It does help the box stay rigid and not get damaged. But with this new packaging, for some reason, it just the shit just comes like damaged for some reason. It just kind of annoys the shit out of me when I'm seeing that. So I did send them a message saying, hey, maybe you guys should go back to the. Um, oh, this is cool. They gave us a little extra helmet. I'll get to that in a second. Maybe you guys should go back to just giving us the cubes. I haven't heard back from them yet, but I also just kind of said it in a. I didn't really even send a private message. I just kind of commented that the last couple times we've got sets, they're doing this new packaging, and I'm not feeling it. I don't know. Maybe I'm alone on that, but I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Where can you get this? Where can you order the set from? Yeah, you can get it from Locker Toys. I highly recommend Locker Toys over anybody else. Small Joe's has them, yeah, and they'll have some older sets too, which is good. I actually picked up the rest of the mercenaries, which are becoming harder and harder to find. The older mercenaries that came out, I think there were the West Asian mercs and the Russian mercs. I got all of them now. And I thank you to Small Joe's for hooking me up with those because those are becoming higher in price and harder to find for some reason. I don't know if they're ever going to reissue those. I doubt it because they're on the old bodies, but um, you know, you can go to Small Joe's for a lot of stuff. They do have some okay pricing, but anybody compared to Locker Toys could be the cheapest, and it's going to be faster shipping. I'd hate to say it, but I have gotten packages from Locker Toys, which is in China, in 3 days after the pre-order clears. The pre-order will clear. I wait about 3 days, 3 business days, and the stuff is here. I think the most I've ever waited within recent purchases from Locker Toys is about 4 days tops. They're very fast with shipping. I don't have any issues with any packages being withheld or anything like that. So I highly recommend. You'll save a lot of money purchasing the sets, and you'll save a lot of money and you'll save a lot of time and money. The shipping is even cheaper. So everything is just cheaper to go directly to Locker Toys where these sell. So that's what I would do. That's the best advice I could give you. You know, if you still want to go through Small Joe's or Big Bad Toy Store, to each their own, but you're going to save a lot more money going through Locker Toys. So, and if you also pre-order, now this is the thing about their pre-orders. I'm pretty sure that they do charge right away. So when you make a pre-order, it's not like pre-ordering through Big Bad Toy Store. Big Bad Toy Store won't charge you until the item is in stock. These charge you immediately, which for me it makes sense. Like if I have the money, I'm going to pre-order something. I'm not going to pre-order something guessing on whenever this thing is released and I'm going to have money. So, but the pre-order, you will also save a percentage. Sometimes they have 7% off brand new pre-ordered items before they even come out. I think I saved like 12% on buying all 4 of these all at once at like a package deal. And I think I only paid like something like $48 for all 4, where Big Bad Toy Store is going to charge you like 80 something, $90 for all 4 of these. So the best advice I can give you is just go through Locker Toys. Don't mess with anybody else. Where are their sidearms? Have I gone nuts? I think I've gone crazy. She came with a sidearm. Did he come with a sidearm? No, he doesn't have a sidearm either. Uh-oh. I think I'm missing something. Let's see here. Nothing in there. Well, I might have to send them an email because I think I'm missing something. I think I'm missing their sidearms, damn it. Unless sometimes they're stuck. They get stuck on stuff. No. I'm also missing their... Oh, wait, maybe they're in here. They're probably in this. Yep, they're right in there. Okay. So, they also come with axes, which you can strap to their legs, which I'll show you in a second. There's another one. Come with 4 axes and a bunch of sidearms, which are really cool. Get my tweezers out here so you don't have to see my silly hand. Oh, and now it slid down. Great. Okay, we're going to get the bent tweezers out because those make more sense anyway. Love my bent tweezers. Bent neck lady. You heard of the bent neck lady? Well, this is the bent neck tweezers. Looks like they have a actual red dot, which is pretty cool. You don't see too many red dot sculpts with sidearms, which is really nice. So that's nice. I like that. Very cool. All the sidearms are the same sculpt. At least let me double check. Yep, all the same sculpt. They look pretty cool. I really like this little tackle box we got. It's got a nice weight to it too. What's called an RMS. AIDS Monkey, what's up? But this has a really nice weight to it, even with the stuff in it, or I should say out of it. It's got a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel chintzy. It doesn't feel hollow like something from Hasbro. The red dot I just called? Oh, okay. Excuse me. Oh my god, I just like burped and inhaled at the same time. Or coughed and inhaled. But these all look really good. Like I said, they don't come with any display stands, which is unfortunate, but I have extra. Thank God. He is a little bit taller. No, they're almost the same size. But she's definitely on a female platform. So that's pretty cool. Let me see if I can outsource some more display stands here. There we go. I'm gonna have to get some more of the cubes and stuff. I bought what was it, about $40 worth of cubes. The cubes. I just keep calling them the cubes, the display cubes. And I'm gonna need more. I'm going to need more because some of the old sets, while the older sets did come with some of the cube display stands, they're not the same as the newer ones that you would get, you know. He looks jacked. Well, he's got an exosuit on. He is okay. So there's some similarities here with some of the other sets, and that's what Strident and I were actually discussing today. Is that they are starting to reuse a lot of parts with some of these sets, which can get old quick. I'm not gonna lie. There we go. Hopefully I'm still live. Let me know if you guys can hear me, because for some reason I just disconnected and now I just reconnected. So chat, hit me up. Let me know in the comments if you guys can hear me, please. So I'm not just sitting here talking to nobody. Okay, I'm good? All right, thank you. Yeah, I know. There's nothing I can do about the lag. It's in my area. We have Comporium. Comporium is, if you know what that is, it's fucking god-awful. It's god-awful shit. It's some of the worst internet you will ever have. And there's nothing I can do because my area isn't a big city. I think there's only about 70,000 people living in my area. So there's nothing I can do. They have a monopoly over it. Can't get AT&T in here because we haven't reached a certain population, which, if you know what I'm talking about, then you know my pain. But yeah, Comporium sucks, and fuck Comporium. They're terrible. Hot garbage. Another recommendation right there. Don't ever, 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 ever use Comporium. But here are all the helmets. Roger, Roger. Brent Richards, what's going on, buddy? Oh, you're gonna. I miss my fiber, man. I had it in Buffalo, and I miss it. I had it, and it's gone. But whatever. I'm in a better situation now, anyway. Regardless of my internet speed or my bandwidth. But here's the helmets up close and personal. Really good sculpt, really nice paint detail. I love the fact that Joytoy goes that extra mile and gives us this beautiful, wonderful looking paint detail and sculpt. Look at this. So good. I'm going to end up just doing this review right now. This is what's happening. It's an impromptu review of these four. I was originally going to do the paratroopers tonight, but maybe I'll do the paratroopers tomorrow, or so maybe that'll happen. Oh, a little bit of news. I am actually going to Joe Fest. It's still going on. Initially, I was going to take my girlfriend's son, but his birthday is that weekend, so I'm going to go by myself, and I'm just going to bring him back something nice. On top of that, you have to wear a mask all the time, and trying to get an 11-year-old to wear a mask all day is it's not going to happen. So they also give you a fourth helmet, which is really cool. This is the same helmet that came with the paratroopers, which is actually a really nice helmet. It's another reason why I love the paratroopers so much. They look like a Titanfall-esque pilot. I just dig their design so much. But they give you an extra helmet, so it's pretty cool. If you want to have one of these four stand out from the others, or if you want to maybe make another custom one, you could. You could actually take the Airborne, the U.S. Airborne set. You could take one of those guys, like, here, let me grab one. And you could swap out a head and a helmet for one of those guys. Let me just grab one. If you wanted to, you could take a head. Let me get a generic head out here. I need head. I need head. Where is head? You could take one of these guys, which what I might do, one of these guys right here, which is also a really good set too. They come with the older cubes though, so if you're looking forward to one of those, know that they come with the other cube display stands. Is that head in here? No. What did I do with that? Oh, they're in here. Okay. So you could take a Joytoy head, an extra one, if you want to. Like, we'll take this guy's head. Pop this head off. Get this off. Pop this head off. Sometimes the neck pops off, sometimes it doesn't, but that neck stayed in. And then pop this head on. Like so. Okay? So you got that head. And you just pop this on over it. And look how nice that is. Pretty cool, huh? That could work. You could go that route if you wanted to. If you want to have a fifth member, maybe he's the commander now. You could go that route if you wanted to. So that's pretty cool that they decided to do that. What else do they come with? They come with a rocket launcher, which is a very nice detail. We also saw this rocket launcher in the anti-terrorist team, the PLA anti-terrorist team. I can't talk. Woodman, are they still giving spare replaceable joints? Absolutely. So you got a bunch in there. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 replacement parts. Kind of want to go to Joe Fest, but you don't know. I mean, if you, like I said, if you're having second thoughts about it, I would just home. Or if you're worried about, what's going on with, what, with the pandemic shit, I would just stay home. The only reason I'm going is that I paid a lot of money for these tickets, and I'm the only one going now, and I paid for 4 tickets, and nobody else is going. So I was like, well, I might as well try and get my money's worth because I'm pretty sure that the tickets are non-refundable. I mean, I could try to get some sort of refund for them because of what's going on, but I don't know if they're going to do that. And I paid for a hotel already, so I already booked a hotel way back in February when I purchased the tickets for this and all that stuff. So, which is unfortunate. I thought they were originally going to cancel because originally this was supposed to happen back in June or May or June. But anyway, yeah. So there is this. I also noticed that a bunch of people started, as far as vendors, a couple vendors and a couple celebrities that were going to show up. They actually canceled. So I don't know how much is. I'm sure they still have more people there coming. I know Sergeant Slaughter is still coming. He's committed to go, so he's going to go. But I don't know how much of an experience you're going to get because everyone's going to be wearing a mask. You're not really going to get. I'm sure if you're taking a photo with Sergeant Slaughter, he's probably going to be wearing a mask. I don't even know if they're going to be doing photos because are they going to have people standing next to each other or how that's going to work? I don't know. I probably will pass on getting a photo. I've met Sergeant Slaughter a few times because I went to wrestling events and stuff like that before. But anyway, here is the kind of like a pulse rifle, I want to say. It's like a futuristic looking pulse rifle of some sort, which is pretty cool. It's got some nice paint detail going on there. What's a little strange is that they painted this one up so nicely, but then the other two, dog hair. The other two are just a plain black, which is, I'm going to be honest with you, kind of a letdown here. I kind of wish that they would have gotten the same treatment as the rest, but they didn't. The rocket launcher got some really nice paint apps with the nice silver paint on there, but the rest did not. It even says caution right there. Action figure expert, what's up, buddy? Hello, how are you? Yeah, I would just wait until next year if you got any kind of thoughts of or an inkling of you being uncomfortable going. You know, I would just wait. Uh, but anyway, the exosuits are really nice. Now, these bodies are kind of an amalgamation of a few different bodies. The upper, I want to say the majority of this body is used. Well, actually, let me get, before I get to the bodies, let me get to the shield, which has been reused from the Hell's Fifth Company, I think. It says Punishment on there, which is a little cheesy, but I like the logo here with the two skulls and the sword going through the top. That's nice. And then the helmets do fit on their heads rather nicely, nice and snug. So you don't have to worry about them falling off or anything like that. You take that off, and that's not going anywhere. Trust me. It is stiff on there. You can even put it down a little bit more, so it's a little bit more snug. And there you go. There is a little scarf underneath that, so if it looks like he's got no neck, it's because there's scarves on there. It's a little black scarf. So, but I want to say for the most part that the body is reused from the anti-terrorist team. The boots also, and then they reused these bodies for the Hell's Fifth Company, which these are pretty nice bodies. I don't have too much of an issue. She's on a different body. I think she's on the same body as these ladies right here, or a similar body. I want to say it's probably the same. It's probably the same as this one with the long sleeves. So there's that. But yeah, it looks really good. Very pleased with the different rivets and such that we have for the holsters, and it looks a little bit different. I'm not 100% sure. I'd have to go through the rest of the Joytoy figures I own. If there is any similarities between the holsters or anything like that. The exosuits are new. They're a new sculpt. This is the first set that has the exosuit. And like I said, you can manipulate and articulate them any way you want without them having an issue of snapping or breaking or anything like that. You can even get the arm up, and it'll hug that arm pretty well. I want to say these are probably some of the best exosuits I've ever seen for an action figure, period. They are a little bit on the floaty side, but it's not the end of the world. That's not really a negative against the figure itself. But the arms can go up. You can articulate. You can bend the elbow. There's no issues anywhere. You can take this entire exosuit off if you don't even like it. You can take the whole thing off too. There's all different depegging points right here, and you can take that off if you so choose. Even bending the knees. Look at that. I mean, you can't argue with that. It's freaking amazing. Trying to get him into a pose. You can even do the splits with the exosuit on, which is pretty amazing for an exosuit. I want to say that these blow Marauders out of the water as far as their exosuits go. Marauders, while their exosuits are really nice, I own a bunch of them, and they're not nearly the same. They're obviously a different design too, but the peg joints on all the Marauder stuff tend to pop off quite a bit. So yeah, they definitely have come a long way, Woodman, since the Boris figure. The Boris, the earlier figures don't hold a candle to these newer bodies. So it's a breath of fresh air as far as that's concerned. Like I said, the helmet can come off. It's a nice rubbery, pliable plastic too, so you'll probably get some longevity with this, which is nice. If you want to gear him up, like I said, I already got the sidearm in there. We already discussed that. It's a little bit jiggly and loose in here. I feel like if I go like this, it's going to pop out, but it doesn't. It does wiggle around quite a bit, so I would suggest kind of pushing it down just a little bit. Don't push too hard because you don't want to snap or break anything, but it does wiggle around just a hair. As far as gearing him up, what you want to do is he's got like a little hook on the back here. I noticed, I think one of the guys he's got a holster hook on the side of his leg, so he's a little bit different from the other two. But these guys have little holsters on the back, so you can pop that right there if you want to. You can put two of them on there if you want to. It does come with four, so maybe if you want to have one guy having two of these, you could. I also have noticed, I want to point this out while I have these figures here. On all the Joytoy figures, if you get a new Joytoy figure and something does happen to pop off, worry not, as long as you have some super glue lying around. And I highly recommend using the Loctite super glue pen, precision pen. You can just glue it right back on, and it's not going to hurt anything. It doesn't really. I've never had an issue with having to glue something back on. It usually stays, but sometimes their glue from the factory isn't always necessarily the best. As far as the rest of the body is concerned, like I said, it's the anti-terrorist team body. The heads are all newer heads, I want to say, for the most part. I'd have to double check with the Hell's Fifth and the Skull. I'm trying to think of what their names are. The Skull Troopers, the tan Skull Troopers. And I would have to check the Paratroopers to see if they reused any heads. Sometimes they do with certain sets, like the earlier sets, they reuse some heads, but for the most part, I want to say that these are different, especially him. He doesn't look like a retread. He might be a retread, I'm not sure. But the head sculpts all look really good, especially with this guy specifically. We'll get to the girl last. Should be the coup de grace. But the chest piece, I want to say the tack vest under here, which is a separate piece on its own from the body, that is reused from the Hell's Fifth, and it even has a number 5 on it, which is pretty cool. And I'm trying to think what else is reused. These shoulder pads are on a separate piece, so you can move them up and down if you want. They don't really get in the way, even if you move them all the way up of the articulation. They're a pliable plastic, so you don't have any issues there with range of motion. As far as the articulation does go on all of these figures, we'll do her separately since she isn't on a different body, but these three are essentially on the same body. So we'll just go through articulation with this one, and then we'll do her when we'll do her last. The head can swivel, full 360 rotation if you need it to, if you want it to, if that's a thing for you. Head can go back, it can go, or look up, excuse me, back, down. It can swivel also on the neck peg joint. So that's separate. You can also get some wiggles, and you can do some jive mofo turkeys. Jive turkeys on that one. The arms go up about that far, which is pretty good. You know, it's just as good as a Marvel Legend. Goes down. You can get a full 360 rotation in the arm without the exosuit on, but look how much rotation you get even with the exosuit on. That's insane! Without having anything pop off or break or anything like that. That's really good work on Joytoy's part. The arms can go back. That's maxed out right there. You can also get a swivel at the elbow. It does have pretty much a really good, almost like a double jointed bend right there and a single jointed elbow, which is top notch. We do have a swivel at the wrist right here, and we have a hinge joint which goes back and forth. On the other side, we do have a pistol grip hand, so this doesn't go back and forth, left to right, it goes up and down, but everything else mirrors on this side from that side. He does have a swivel at the waist, even with the exosuit on. He can pivot side to side. Let's see how much of that swivel we can get without pushing that too much. That's kind of pushing it right there, but I'm just kind of trying to show you how much room he really has to move. Pivot side to side, can go back, can go forward. It does have a upper thigh swivel. There's a cut joint right here. He can also do the splits, and that's pretty much maxed out with the exosuit on. His legs can go forward. He does have a double jointed knee. So there's that. He does have a swivel at the I want to say the ankle. He does have an ankle pivot, and he does have a hinge joint which goes forward, points the toe like that, and really good articulation overall. Especially with all this gear on, I've seen this pretty much matches a Marvel Legend, and this has a lot more gear on than a Marvel Legend does. So pretty good. I want to say it's maybe a Marvel Legend probably has more of a crunch to it and maybe a little bit more of a waist joint, but if you take all of the gear off, I would say it's definitely on par with a Marvel Legend. And that's pretty impressive for a 3 3/4 inch figure, where most other 3 3/4 inch figures can't even do half of what this does. So the articulation, range of motion is top notch. It's a premier figure, and I can't recommend this figure, all these figures, more, because I mean, with the gear on, it's just super impressive that you can get all of this articulation, all this range of motion, and the paint detail, and the sculpt, all in one package. It's absolutely fantastic, and I can't believe that more people haven't been talking about Joytoy. It just blows my mind. But anyway, if you want to put the helmet back on, you can. Let's put that helmet on. You have to push down just a little bit. If you do want to take the scarf off, you can. Just pop that head off, take the scarf off, and here's what he looks like without the scarf on. There you go. Can pretty much hold everything nicely. I don't have any issues with him dropping anything. And obviously he's going to be able to hold his rifle perfectly the way you want him to, which is just freaking gorgeous that we can do this with these guys. They just look so damn badass. When they announced these, I was all over them, like white on rice, like flies to shit. It just looks so damn good. Oh, he's coming out of his hand a little bit. See if he can holster, or if he can look down the sights of his gun. Like, I'm pretty sure he can. And it's just that simple. Obviously, you could do a little bit better of a job here if I work with it more. Get this in a little bit more of a natural pose as opposed to just kind of throwing it together. But there you go. Right there. Just that easy. Just that simple. With an exosuit on. It's just awesome. Absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the Wandering Earth 3-pack with the, I guess, astronaut slash search and rescue team. Do you buy vehicles for the 1/18 scale or just collect the figures? I have tons of G.I. Joe vehicles. I plan on, I do have a couple mechs. I have the 1/18 scale Freeman mech, and I have the, what was it, I'm trying to think of what the heck the name of that one was. It's a 1/25th scale mech. I think it's the tan bone something Mac. I can't remember the name of it. It's just slipping my mind for some reason. Normally I would know, but of course when I need to know something. Am I diving into G.I. Joe Classified, or am I seeking into the modern 4-inch figures? I am not diving into any of the classified figures. They just don't really do anything for me, to be honest with you. I'm just not really all that impressed with the figures either. I dig the new designs for them, but I don't know. It just looks like a G.I. Joe Marvel Legend. It's nothing special here. So I won't be diving into those, no. S. Myers was actually really nice enough to actually send me one of the Duke figures, so I'll probably do a review of that Duke figure coming up soon. So there's that little tidbit for you. But yeah, as far as the classified series, though, it's a big pass for me. Beachhead, I wasn't even Beachhead. Like Beachhead's one of my favorite GI Joes. I want to say top 5 Joes of all time, and I just simply just don't care. I don't think he looks that great, to be honest with you. He comes with green guns, for God's sake. I don't know what that's about, but I'm just not really all that impressed with him. It's nothing that I haven't seen from a Marvel Legend, so I don't know. I wish there were more helicopters and jets in 1/18 scale. Yeah, me too. Maybe Joytoy will make one, you know. I'll be all over that. I'll tell you that. I know my money's going to go a long way with this line. Further than it'll ever go with a new modern G.I. Joe line. So there's that. Plus, I don't know if you guys saw all the new reveals for Joytoy. I almost said G.I. Joe. I should call it G.I. Joytoy. But anyway, I don't know if you guys saw any of the new reveals, but you guys can go check out my Facebook page or the Strident Facebook page, which is usually where I post most of my stuff. It's always on the Strident page. They got a bunch of new reveals about a couple weeks ago for all new products coming out, and some actually old products that they showed a long time ago, prototypes, and now they're finally actually going to release those. So if you guys want to check that out, please check out the Strident page and join up if you haven't. All right, so next up we got this gentleman right here. And I'm pretty sure none of these guys and girls have names, so that's the best part. You get to make up your own stuff for them. It's fantastic. Woodman, oh, you did see the post? Good, I'm glad. This guy, he's kind of got a little bit of like a shaved side and back, kind of like almost like a crew cut faux hawk type deal. But he looks cool. He looks like he's down to get the job done. He's ready to give somebody the business, if you know what I mean. But he uses the same body and everything same as this guy that we just went through. As far as the articulation, range of motion, everything is identical. Even the vest, the tack vest that he uses is the same as this guy. This guy has a different one. We'll get to that in a second, and so does she, obviously. But yeah, so there's really not too much to talk about with this guy. He's obviously going to have the same articulation, range of motion. So I'm just kind of showing him off really quick. This guy actually only has one. I'm sorry, there is a difference there. This guy has 2 hooks on the back for a bladed weapon or a gun of some sort, a gun or a rifle. This guy only has 1. So there's a little bit of differentiation between the 2. So that's nice to point out. But other than that, I want to say that they're pretty much the same. Not seeing anything else. If I do, I'll point it out. But that's probably why they came with extra stuff in that little tackle box. So I'm just going to place him back on there. And if anybody wants to see any more up close and personal stuff with him, let me know, and or any of these, and I'll let you know. Or I'll show you, actually. Let's put his helmet right there for him. Move this out of the way. And let's bring in this gentleman right here. Now he's probably going to have the same range of motion and everything like that. He might have a little bit better range of motion in the waist just because he doesn't have the same tack vest as these. But looks pretty good. He looks like a commanding officer. What I like to think is that she is the commanding officer for this crew, um, just because she seems like the special one in this group, you know. So, but then again, you can. It's Joytoy. You can do it any way you want. There's a little bit of lore to these figures, but you know, it's not much. It's kind of up to you to make up some of this lore. He has like I said, a holster on the side right here, a little peg for you to hold on to something right here, whether it's a gun, whether it's a rifle, or whether, oops, something pop up. Oh, that was just the gun popping out of the holster, his sidearm, excuse me. But you can have that axe right there. And then we'll put his gun back in his, oh, actually, let me get his sidearm in his hand so you can see what that looks like. And let's get the finger in the hole. That's what she said. There you go. I don't like the way that looks. There we go. Looks pretty good. Looks clean. Well, I have an update with the Sweet 16 with Joytoy. Not with Joytoy itself, no. Sweet 16 is kind of its own thing. Joytoy's kind of its own universe. I don't really mix those universes. It's just me. But I don't know. The Sweet 16's kind of the runt of the litter, you know? They're kind of the you know, except for my character, he's like the elite of the elite, and he kind of gets these the bunch of runts to to work with. But yeah, I haven't really touched on the Sweet 16 in a while. I probably should do a video of them. But there's so many other videos I have to get to, like all these Joytoy figures and a bunch of Transformer stuff and the Dime Novel Legends I haven't done, and you know, a ton of other stuff. But yeah, he holds his sidearm beautifully. You can take that out, and let's get him in a crouching pose just to give you a feel of how you can actually articulate him. The only thing this guy really doesn't have, and this body doesn't have, is toe articulation, but that doesn't really bother me too much. I know it might bother some people that, oh man, no toe articulation with these guys. Toe articulation for me is always a letdown. It doesn't age well, and the joints get loose, and then the figure doesn't stand anymore. And it's harder to make that joint tighter. And what ends up happening is whenever those joints becoming loose or start becoming loose, I end up just gluing them anyway. So I would actually prefer if they didn't do toe articulation, but you know, it is what it is. It's beyond my control, and it's personal preference on mine anyway. But yeah, he can. Oh, let me get this knee to work a little bit more. It's a little bit tough because the exosuit is kind of getting in the way a little bit, but he's kind of in an awkward pose here a little bit. But you can get him in a kneeling pose. There we go. That's a little bit better. So you can get him in a kneeling pose if you need to. You can take a knee. Sitting down flat in a vehicle is gonna be a little bit more difficult, but you can still get it done. You can still get it done. I don't know how much the exosuit will get in the way of him sitting in a vehicle. I have no idea. I don't really have anything here to show you on. So we'll just have to go with he can sit at least. which is good. But yeah, as you can see, the tack vest is different on him, which is pretty cool. Thoughts on the one six or slow down. Thoughts on the 1/18 scale vehicle from Joytoy? I plan to get it. I've already pre-ordered it. Comes out in October. I don't know if they're still making the other one that had an exposed tailgate or bed, I should say, truck bed in the back. I know a lot of people complained about it, that it was exposed and the characters could possibly get sniped or shot easily. And then they did a reloaded version, which is the new one coming out in October, the design looks much better. But I'm not sure if they're still releasing the other one because it's still up for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store, but it's not on the Locker Toys website anymore. So I don't know if they just took that old one and retooled it, or if they're even going to release the other one. But as far as Big Bad Toy Store is concerned, it's still up for pre-order. It's a little bit more expensive on Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's about $110 on Locker Toys, as opposed to $130 on Big Bad Toy Store. So there's that. And then let me get this on here. This is the same pulse rifle that the other guy had. And we'll just kind of have him standing relaxed. We'll get his helmet in his hand. Just have his helmet. Him holding his helmet. There we go. Articulation's the exact same as the other two guys. So I'm not going to really go through it. There's no point to going through every single one where they're pretty much essentially the same. And that looks a little awkward. So there you go with that. But yeah, I plan on getting that essentially it's like a vamp. It's like a vamp on roids. Let me get this in here, up there, and then we'll go through her. Now she is a little bit more frail, on the frailer side because of the smaller body, but she's not frail in I shouldn't even say frail. She is just different from the boys because the boys are a little bit thicker. So frail is a bad word to use because it's got a negative connotation behind it. But she's a little bit on the lighter side. The head looks really good though. My lighting is washing her face out a little bit, so let me try and readjust my lighting here. There we go. That's a little bit better. So now you can see the face. Let me get this out of here. There we go. That's a little bit better. But the face looks really good. There is the face sculpt. Very nicely done. I like the chest piece right here. Looks really good. Let me see if it's being reused in that other female pack. I don't think it is. No, I don't believe so. It's not. So that's nice that she's pretty much got her own chest rig, which is pretty cool. And it looks like it's pretty much bulletproof. Like there's some sort of armor. It's all armored up, which is really nice. Like I said, the hair does push on the exosuit. It kind of wants to go behind the exosuit a little bit so it doesn't sit as flush as you'd like it to. But if you take this head off, like so, like that. Oh, and the peg joint came off. So now I gotta get that peg off. Whenever taking a peg joint off, I know some of the zombie figures have this issue with the peg joint coming off in the head. I highly suggest getting some bent tweezers, and it's so much easier just to pull that out. See how easy that was? And then just pop this back in the head. I might have to do this off camera. The neck joint on the female character is not removable, so you can't take that out. And this neck peg is being a little bit tough going back in. Oops. You probably want to put this neck peg back in the head, then try to reattach it to the neck. Probably make it a lot easier. But there it is. And then this will probably push it down some. There we go. And there's the blank head underneath. See, the blank head underneath is only solely meant to make sure that the helmet fits flush. And this way you don't have to worry about her hair getting in the way. So it makes perfect sense as to why she would have this blank head underneath. I know it might bother somebody down the road, but the exosuit does sit, the exosuit does sit much more flush once she has the hair out of the way, as you can see right here. Personally, I don't know if I can display her with just the helmet on and the blank head. I feel like she's so special and she's got this cool head sculpt that I want to display her kind of like holding her helmet almost. That's kind of where I'm at with this. But looks really cool nonetheless. The head does pop off. It does sit snug though. You don't have to worry about it falling off or anything like that. The helmet does want to fall off a little bit. It's not the end of the world, but it's a rubbery plastic is the helmet, so it's not too bad once you get it on there. So it does stick to the side and hold on to that head. What I was talking about earlier is that she feels frail. It doesn't really, it's not a bad thing. It's just because she's a lighter body. That's all. Like I said, I don't want to have this sound like it's a negative mark against the figure because it's not. She doesn't feel like she's going to break. She just feels lighter. That's all. So I should just say she just feels like a little bit of a lighter figure. The exosuit, I think it did detach here. It did. Let's see what's the issue here. Let me see what the issue is here. Get some lighting over here. I'll get my arm over here. Oh, it just seems like it got unglued. Now, this is what I was talking about earlier with some Joytoy figures. She just came unglued right there. As you can see, if I glue this back right here where the exosuit meets, it won't come apart again. It just happens with some of their materials. They don't necessarily use the best glue sometimes, so things come unglued. If it doesn't really bother you, you can leave it unglued, and you'll probably have better range of motion as far as that's concerned with the waist, because now you can get this exosuit to go all the way around. But if it bothers you, you can always glue it back. It's not, like I said, it's not the end of the world. It's a nitpick more than a major gripe. But as far as her range of motion, articulation does go, I'll do it with this head on and then do it with the other head on, just so you can see full range of motion in the head. The head can swivel, really good range of motion in this head. She can look way up. Look at that. That is pretty impressive. So, and it's a little bit off kilter there. There we go. But she can look up and she can look down, way down. Really good range of motion there. She can tilt side to side with that head. And let's see if she's got some jive turkeys. She's got a little bit of turkey. She's got a little turkey. But she can tilt. And the peg came out again. So we're just going to pop this out of this head. No big deal. Just like so. And we're going to pop this back into the neck peg. And there we are. Right back in there. And then we're going to pop this head back on. Like so. There we are. As far as her head articulation with this head on, it's going to be limited because of the hair sculpt, but it can go side to side. It can't really look up, but it can look down. And you're going to want this behind the exosuit as far as that's concerned, the hair goes. Just like so. Just because it makes better sense for the room that she's going to be using as far as the figure's articulation goes. The arms can go up about that far, go down. A maxed out joint right here, which is good range of motion in my book. Right here, as far as that's concerned, it's pretty much the same if this were glued. Actually, this I think just came popped off. Yes, it did. It's the first one to pop off. Not the end of the world, just pop it right back on. So she's a little bit more finicky than the boys are, but not something that's really a huge mark against. Come on, work with me, lady. Get your shit together. Get your head and get your shit together. All right, there we go. As far as the waist goes, can pivot side to side, swivels, crunches back, crunches forward. She does have a single bend at the elbow, which is a really good single bend. That's like a double jointed elbow right there. And then she does have a swivel at the elbow as well. Swivel at the wrist. Hinge joint, which goes back and forth. This one goes up and down. She can do the splits. She can do more splits than the boys can. And kicks. So that's good. Good stuff, man. She does have a double jointed knee. Really good range of motion there. And she does have a thigh swivel. It's there. She has a little bit of a swivel up at the upper thigh joint right there too. She can point the toe. She can point the heel. And she does have toe articulation. And she does have an ankle pivot. So really good articulation overall. Very, very, very impressed. Very pleased with this. The head is kind of annoying me now. It's not wanting to stay on a little bit. Starting to annoy me, woman. But overall, very pleased with this. She's a little bit finicky, more finicky than the boys, but she has better range of motion than the boys. So it's kind of give and take there. So let me just get her helmet back on here. And if you wanted to, with this blank head, if you don't like the fact that this blank head kind of moves around and such, you could always glue this blank head into the helmet and it'll never come out. So you won't have to worry about the head getting lost or something like that. You could always go that route if you want to. Now let's see what she looks like when she's holding her rifle. And you're going to want her to hold her rifle the proper way. And obviously she's going to be able to look down the sights a lot better with the other head on, but let's see what we can do. Some action figure magic here. Let's see what we can do here. I did notice that this hand is a little bit too rubbery for my liking. I don't get a real feel that she's got a grip on it very well. Come on, thumb or finger. So there we go with that. The exosuit does get in a little bit. I want to say the boys are probably a little bit better with the suit not being so much in the way, but also the hair is in the way too. Like I said, if she's got the helmet on, well, she's not even holding it now. If she's got the helmet on, it's going to cause a lot less problems than with it on, but you can also get her into a lax pose. You're going to have to work with it a little bit too, you know. Come on, lady. Bend your damn hand. Thank you. But I don't really have too many issues. Like I said, she's going to be a little bit more of a work in progress as far as getting her to pose, but it's really not hard at all. It's not that hard. So there you go with that. It's just that simple. Just that simple. Let me see if there's any questions. I know a couple of people were commenting. Okay, you guys were talking amongst yourselves. You're going to sell the A10. People are selling it for $300 plus on eBay. I'll sell it for a lot less, but still want to get a profit. I also found a F22 on eBay a few weeks ago for $100. I'm taking one apart, painting it. Oh, cool. Make it more realistic. I should get the product codes from these retailers and send us to. Wait. I should get the product codes from the retailers that you send us to and make a lot of money from you advertising them. Yeah, well, I also have to be sponsored by them, though. Yeah, and as far as sponsorships go, I had a sponsorship, and you know what, I like doing my own thing. I don't want someone telling me I gotta do this now for my channel and do that. I don't really mind. I just do this for fun. I do this because I enjoy it. If someone wants to sponsor me, I don't even know if I'd accept it at this point because I don't need it. I do this because it's fun, and I want to steer you guys in the right direction and be as genuine as possible. I don't want to be one of these guys that are sponsored and be like, hey, go here and use 10% discount code ODC and everything's wonderful. I'm never going to say anything bad about a figure because I'm sponsored. That's not how I roll. So I'm going to stay true to myself and stick with this. I don't really need any help with being sponsored or anything like that. If Joytoy wanted, I would take the shit out of that job. Or Marauders wanted to hire me, I'd go work for them. But shit, being sponsored by them. I mean, unless they're gonna, I feel like once you're sponsored by someone, the person changes, and the audience never really takes that reviewer seriously anymore, because they kind of think that they're leaning a certain way, and I want to be as genuine as possible. So I don't know. To sponsorships, I've been sponsored once, and I don't need it again, to be honest with you. So, but yeah, I know what you mean, AIDS Monkey. I know. And to each their own. I mean, people are sponsors and such. I didn't do the shield. I got to do the shield, so we'll just use this guy since he's not holding anything. I'll get the shield in his hand. Now, the shields use a much better plastic than they were initially when these shields were being released. They were much more of a softer, thinner, rubbery plastic, and these were doing nothing essentially. But they went back and they actually fixed it because they listened to their customers. That's the best thing about Joytoy. So, pretty cool stuff. And we'll pop that on. We'll pop this on, and it's just that damn easy. Come on, get on there, buddy. Get on there. Get on there. Get on there. It's wanting to pop off a little bit. I think it's because it's... There we go. That's better. So he can hold it. Oh, now it popped off, of course. Put that in your hand, sir. It's stretching this out a little bit. I'm not feeling that. This is a more pliable. This is a more pliable plastic right here, but it is stretching it out when you put it over the gauntlet because you're going over this piece right here. Get my lighting in over here. What the hell is going on there? There we go. If you can see this piece right here for the exosuit, it's stretching it out a little bit, which is not the end of the world, but as you can see when I put it on, it's wanting to go over that piece, and it's not. It's keep popping it out. So he'll still hold it. He will hold it, but it's going to be popping out a little bit. So you'll just have to kind of work with it a little bit. But other than that, he can hold his shield nicely. Let's get him. He'll be our... I'll have a rocket. Because why the hell not, right? Go. So he's holding his rocket. He's got everything on there. I think that's pretty much it as far as the figures themselves go. Here's the rest of the tackle box. Like I said, this is a really nice, well done sculpt and mold. As far as the mold goes, it does hold. For the most part, this doesn't open up. It really clips in there. And like I said, it's got a really nice weight to the bottom section of it. It's like a nice thick plastic with even some paint detail. I mean, you can see some dust and some dirt on there. That's just all paint detail. So really well done. It says danger, do not touch. Tempted to touch, tempted to touch. Sorry. Anyway. But there you go. There's the whole team. There are these Skeleton Forces 4-pack, essentially. It's technically a 3-pack, but you can buy the 4th one included with the 3-pack for a pretty good deal. I am not sure. I know there's a couple places that are saying that they're sold out of the 4-pack, but you could still get the 3-pack of the guys. I know the girl's selling out quick because she's just a hot item right now, but Joytoy is usually very good about doing second, even third runs of these teams. So if you do miss out on her in the first time, I'm sure they'll make more. They're pretty good about doing stuff like that. They're not like Hasbro where they're going, oh, we only did it once, and maybe we'll do one. Maybe we'll redo another one in a different paint deco 2 years from now. You know, they're not like Hasbro where they're gonna dick you around like that. So. But yeah, I would definitely give this set a 2 thumbs up, a full recommend, full seal of approval here. Go for it. So full recommendation here for the 4-pack. The only issues I really have is that the exosuit did pop off of her, and just the spinal cord piece for the exosuit popped off the back. The head and neck peg joint were kind of a... Maybe they can work with that in the future with some other female figures and get that settled. I don't mind that the neck joint actually is stiff and doesn't move on its own. It doesn't really bother me. So her neck is different from these guys' necks. I think that's kind of helping with the anatomy of the body to make it more rigid. But anything else, I don't really have too many issues with. I love the deco of this set. I really like this nice little tackle box. The other gripe I really had with this set was that I kind of really wish that we would have got a the little collector cubes, the display stands. We didn't get any with these sets, and it's kind of a little bit frustrating. I would have thought that at least she would have came with one. But hopefully Joytoy will do those in the future, you know? Hopefully. That's what I'm hoping for. But, who knows? if they'll stick to their guns on the way they're going now. But I'm not feeling this new style packaging. It's not very rigid. It kind of feels cheap a little bit. It's kind of just like a cheap plastic with some art on it. You got a nice up close and personal picture of all this dog hair all over the place. That's what happens when you own four. You have 4 dogs and 2 ducks. It kind of just says Skeleton Forces on the back. It's a nice little logo. Like I said, I dig that logo. And then here's the other side. It's just clear, kind of cheap plastic. I'm not feeling it. I wish it would just go back to the little cubes and do the boxes like the PLA stuff did, like these. I thought this made a lot more sense. I'll wait until they're done. I thought it made a lot more sense. And somebody's coming in the house, so bear with me. Hey, I'm recording.
Oh shit, I'm sorry.
That's okay. You didn't know. It's no big deal. But you know, they did come with these nice rigid boxes. Really good cardboard for them. So hopefully we see that more in the future. That'd be nice. And yeah, I don't think there's really anything else to say. If anybody has any questions, I'll take your questions about the set or anything else, and then I'll call it quits. That was the German Shepherd that you heard, by the way. That was doing the stuff. She's a very vocal lady. She lets you know that she's very happy when you get home. Thank you, Woodman. I appreciate that. But if anybody has any more questions, let me know, because this is going on a very long video. I hope, I'm pretty sure I touched on everything here. I mean, I know someone's going to be like, well, you do a comparison. Why didn't you do any comparisons? Here's a comparison with, let me just get these 2 out of the way. I'll put him in the middle. This should be around the same height, pretty much. There's a Dime Novel Legend. I'll do a Marauder next. We'll just pop a random head on this guy, and I'll go that route for this. Give me a head. I need some damn head. I need some head. Oh, getting some head. Getting some head. Come on, get on there. Oh my God, these World War II figures. The World War II heads, for some reason, are like the tightest heads ever. They're so hard to get on these pegs. That's what she said. Actually, I'll just use this. I'll use Nomad here. Let's take him off there. There's Nomad. There's a Marauders figure with that. Oh, hey, buddy. And then I have a G.I. Joe. And we'll use Duke. Oh, where are you? We'll use this Duke. Little Dookie. So they're all pretty much in scale. There's Duke. You gonna stand, Duke, or are you gonna lean back? He's leaning back. Come on, lean forward, dummy. There you go. Pretty much in scale. I know he's really washed out because of my lighting, so let me just try and fix that a little bit. There you go. It's a little bit better. Not too better, but a little bit better. So there's that. Here is a, let's use this one. Oh, and I'm going to be making a Acid Rain figure video soon. And it's probably going to just be an overview. But I got some stuff to say about acid rain figures, and I don't know if it's necessarily going to be 100% good. But there's an acid rain figure. This one specifically runs a little bit smaller. So I'll bring in another one. Here's a larger one right here. I think this is the one that snapped on me. I shouldn't even say snapped. It just kind of disintegrated the knee joint on me. But I do have two of them. So he's a little bit larger. So there's another acid rain figure. But there's just some comparisons that I have right there. So hopefully that helped. But like I said, this set is it's a wonderful set. If you can get the girl 2 with the 3-pack and make it into the 4-pack, that would be the way I'd recommend picking this up. But if you can only get the guys, I still think the guys are really well done. They're on a very good body buck, I think. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. If you guys have any more questions, I think that's it. But hey, Indy, you just joining now. You guys got to let me know if you're doing a podcast this weekend, because I'll join up. But maybe we can get Strident to join up too, because I think we're supposed to hang out this weekend as well. So, but yeah, as far as this set goes, A&D, also send me a Facebook message, and if you don't, I'll give you my info. So, or next time we talk, or I'll talk to Kyle and tell him to send you my info or whatever. But yeah, thank you to everybody. Let me give my shout outs really quick. This has been a very long video, and hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody. Matt Edwards, thanks for popping in. Rich Laporte, thanks for popping in. Action Figure Addict, Kyle, thank you for popping in, buddy. Woodman, the Blue Pen, thank you. Zorpox, brother, as always. It's been a pleasure. And then we have Brenda. Brenda, thank you for popping by. Juggernaut Jones, you're the man. AIDS Monkey 704, thanks for popping in and hanging out, buddy. Thanks for hanging out pretty much the whole stream, the whole live video. Terry Turner, as always, brother, you're the man. And I think that's Action Figure Expert also. Thanks for popping in, buddy. Christopher Kelly, thank you. And a Indy, and I think that's it. So, but yeah, there's a Improv 2 review of the Skeleton Forces. Really good set, like I said, and like I said, if you're gonna pick this up, pick it up off Locker Toys. It's your best bet. I've never had one issue with them ever, so go that route. And like I said, I think I spent around $50 some odd dollars with tax including. I think it was like $55 for the set for all 4. Which I think is a great price for what you're getting. You're getting all this stuff. You're getting a really good figure. You're getting great detail, great sculpt, great range of motion, great articulation. Couple little quirks that these figures have, but it's nothing that's a deal breaker at all. Not at all. So that's pretty much it for me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Thank you to everybody who watched this live. And if you're watching this on playback, please let me know what you think in the comments below. And you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.